Hello and welcome to the realm of Midgard. I'm Jew Mountain and this is episode 13, chapter 2 from our realm. Over here in Foxwood, our village that we've been building up, and as you can see there, we've got our 5 buildings from last episode. Have not yet had any chance to actually do a bit of the pathing and all that sort of stuff, but it really hasn't stopped any of the villagers from interacting and selecting their beds and starting to get on with their life over here in Foxwood. So today's episode is not quite the episode that I had planned for us. You see, I set up a whole mission for Mr. Moreira and I to do and kept it a secret from him, so I'm going to keep it a secret from you guys. But his internet during the storm that we had unfortunately wasn't going to let him, not lag around a bit, and this mission, lag would kill us, and we don't want that. So, if I can find the footage, I'll show you what I mean by how it was a bit buggy for us, so we weren't quite, there. So let's roll that.
Just noticing the second floor of your house up here.
Oh yeah, it looks cool on the outside. The inside's a bit bare.
But that got to Mr. Robot.
You did the same thing, and that time it was perfect.
I'm trying to speak a robot, alright? It's very technical, a lot of ones and zeros involved. It's beyond anyone's comprehension. Including my own.
This is what it's like recording with Mr. Moreira's internet.
It just makes me start spurting out stuff that doesn't make sense, and even I go back in my recording saying, what the hell was I on when I said that? Hey, you guys speak English?
'Cause I don't.
Once I start recording and once you... Yes.
Yeah, you've gone robotic again. Alright, so you see what I mean? It just was not going well for us at all. However though, as the sun is setting, we did manage to sort of still meet up, and we were doing just some, ancient debris mining because, as you know from last episode, I'm in need of a fair bit, words. So we sort of set aside 2 hours. We did an hour of using the TNT tunnel borer, and then we used an hour of just strip mining. And let me sleep and I'll show you what we managed to find. Don't I want this bed, sir. Aha, beat you to it. Yes, I know you're upset. But we managed to get ourselves another 38 pieces of ancient debris, which, doesn't seem like a lot, but with the amount we need, it goes a long way. But we've sort of talked about all that now of what we're going to be doing. Let's now talk about the intro for today. How we sort of showed up some banners being made up, which are over here. Now, I cannot take full credit for this design. I got it from a website called Minecraft Planet or Minecraft.planet. The link will be in the description of where you can go to find this banner design. But I've sort of done a little bit of a work on it. The original design was this orange one here with the white without having it sort of shaded, so it would be more like this one. I added the shaded color and I thought that looked really cool. But I also thought, we've got this blue because a lot of our roofs have that sort of, turquoisey sort of color. I know this is a lighter shade of blue. I just didn't get the right one. But I thought maybe instead of having the white for the fox face, we can have a bit of the blue to represent, the fox wood of this area. But I have left with 3 really cool banners, and I'm just unsure of which one should be Foxwood's main banner. So, if you guys would like to, leave in a comment of, 1, 2, or 3 in the comments section. That'll really help me work out which banner is going to be Foxwood's sort of flag. Alright, so now that we've finally got some sort of a flag design and everything here, I think, we're just going to leave it for a little bit, work out which one will be our main one, and then we can start, hanging it everywhere over on our entrance at our, bridge between us and Midgard. We can put them in the nether so people can see our portal that's going to where it's going to lead and all that sort of stuff, and yeah, really sort of represent us a bit more. But, so I've said that the plan for the episode today didn't quite work out. What is going to be the plan? Well, last episode when we were over in the industrial area, I sort of showed off how I'm breeding my axolotls at the moment, and yeah, it's pretty sad that they should have their own like little pond, sort of river area, be a bit more freer like our villagers over here. So, as you can see behind me here, we've got very much so untidy sort of cliffside here, which I'm kind of thinking that we can make use of this space here, but have it enclosed, because I need a lot more resources to start building more houses, and a lot of the stuff is mushroom related. All the walls are mushroom stemmed. We've got the brown mushrooms, which we put into the pathways. Words again. And then we've also got all the warped wood and everything, which tends to happen a bit easier when we've got it in a bigger space, sort of out of the way. Mushrooms like it dark, and I've also been looking up that Silent Whispers posted a moss machine, so that could be something that would go really nicely hidden away. So, if we were to do some terraforming and say bring out this little bit of a hillside to meet up with this wall here, we can have where our cave entrance is, then we can sort of set up so we've got a little pathway that leads down here and actually into what that open space is. But on the top side, we can build a little pond to breed our axolotls. So, from the outside, it all looks like a nice sort of naturey area with our river and our axolotls. And underneath, we're working away hard to get all of our building materials for Foxwood. So, that's going to be the plan for today. Ted, are you still good in there, buddy? Oh, yeah, I don't want to deal with the trouble. So, we're going to work on this side today and build up all of this area here. As you can see, this is where I marked out to have sort of the big stockpile of materials that I'll be using in, my storage area. But it's in need of a lot of work. So, instead of me still jabbering on and tripping over my words, let me go click some resources, bring over my camera account, and let's try and, tidy up this cliff face and get ourselves a platform to work on. So, while I do that, I'll send you off into a time lapse. Catch you soon. Welcome back from the time lapse. I hope you guys sort of enjoyed watching a bit of this pond and the terraforming being built up. So we've got a nice canvas to really work on for our whole sort of build that's going to be taking place up there. If I spin around, we can see our new little pond with our waterfall. We've got different, sort of colours popping in and out through there. We've got some lighting coming in from the sea pickles, which is, just a really nice sort of way of keeping this all lit up, as well as our lanterns sort of placed along the wall there, because I was sort of getting a lot of mobs sort of spawning on that little platform there. And, well, yeah, as you can see, we're still not quite properly lit up. We've got to now work on our pathways leading around to this spot over here by the pond, as well as this section here. Actually, it looks a bit plain, really does. And what I'm thinking is because there is a purple building or mark out there for something that was supposed to be of importance, let's put here our Axolotl research building or caring building. So we're going to be breeding them up in the pond over here, and then we've got sort of a bit of a build that's a little bit in the hillside and a little bit sort of sticking out of it, so that way we've sort of make use of this space here, because at the moment that's a bit sort of too plain for my liking. And now obviously we've got to build up a little bit of a pathway, which shouldn't take too long. We've already sort of got roughly marked out where we want our trail to go leading into this farm area here, as well as our little bit of a cave entrance to where we wanted to make our mushroom. Well, I completely forgot what they were. We wanted to be able to grow our mushrooms and set up the moss farm and everything. So if we head on down here, we find our way behind the scenes. So our waterfall's over there. We've got a land above us, so we can dig all up in here and take up all this space. Also got it set up as well that we head over here. We actually end up, this one over here, we end up underneath the other section too. So we've got massive amount of space to build our farms up over in this section. And so I think that is going to be just really helpful and convenient to be able to have all these farms over here pretty well close to Foxwood. Now, let me quickly eat some carrots because my hunger is quickly going down, and then let's talk about what I'm going to get done next. So let me eat this up and then I'll catch you in a minute. Alright, so now that I've actually built up all of this area and given us our nice level platform, I want to now work on building the pathway to connect the pond and up here where our farm and the little cave system is going to be, as well as starting to decorate and, putting into place our, I was about to say pumpkin. No, they're mushrooms. Mountain. Come on. Why can't you remember this? But yeah, so that's the plan. I'm now going to quickly cut away and I'm going to do a bit more of that sort of build up on there, which is a bit harder to sort of capture fully on a time lapse. And then when I bring you back in, we should have some of our little farming area built up down there. And we'll be able to go through and sort of see a bit more of the detail, maybe even have a bit more of the entrance like into our skelly spawner that we've got over on the other side of the hill there. We might be able to do something a bit like this. But before we head off, let's quickly christen our Axolotl pond by placing in 2 Axolotl. Now, let's go 1, 2, and let's breed them up for good luck. Could you imagine if, I've built this whole thing because I'm going to be trying to breed a whole heap of them to get a blue one, and then I get a blue one this time? It's not going to happen, but, could you just imagine it? Alright, where'd you guys go? There you are. 1 for you. Come away from the lily pad. 1. Come on. Why aren't you eating up this fish? Alright, let's see if you'll come on land and eat it. There we go. Huh? Why won't it let me feed my axolotls? Alright. Maybe you just don't like that fish. It's okay. It's okay, we can get some more fish. Hey, I've got... There we go. No. Okay, We got one of them in the mood. It's too expensive for you not to... There we go. There we go. Hey! And our axolotls are going to start to grow and populate. I think for now, let's leave this box pretty close by in case we want to breed up some more. So actually, I'll sit it over here where I'm thinking of building up that little house for them. You right, so you're going to make it back to the water, the others? Alright guys, enough sort of dicking around with things. Let me get to work, and then when I bring you back in, hopefully this area will be looking really, really cool. Alright, see you in a bit. Alright, so now it's the next day since that last clip. I have been quite busy doing some decoration and building up a little cave, so we've got our resources we can sort of farm away there. But before we go back and sort of show off that, our tropical fish sort of supply was looking a little bit low, and well, we've only got 2 colours for the axolotl, and it might help having a bit of a variety. So I know that over in this direction is an area where we can go up and collect some tropical fish. So before we head back home and sort of show that off, let's go and try and get some more fish and maybe a few different colours in axolotls. Alright, let's fly this way. If Ranga's watching, I bet she's just going to cringe knowing that I've got to work out how to get my way there and back. Although, you see, look, Athica's been here. You can tell by the ice roads. Alright, so we'll just head off this way, and I think I should run into Athica's base. Come to think of it, why don't I just take the portal from his that doesn't matter. Look, Athica was here. Athica was here. Oh, wow. No, get in the bucket. Get the bucket! There we go. Oh, One.
Stop down.
Collecting fish is going beautifully. Haven't seen any axolotls yet, but the fish, collecting's going well. Oh, there's that trident guy again.
Baby squid!
Alright, so we've now got an inventory full of fish. Surprised we didn't find any axolotl out here. Yeah, I know, it's a bit of a shame, isn't it? Oh well, now to make our way back home. Can you take off from a llama? Nope. Alright, guess we gotta swim to land. Wish we could fly out of the water. Make it so much easier. Alright, we're airborne. Let's now just make our way home, and I can show you guys what I've been doing. We can breed up a few new axolotls. If the world's going to load and let me know where I'm going. Alright, well that wasn't, too hard to get our way home. I managed to get it, in under a stack of rockets, so I'm happy with that. And we've got all of our tropical fish here, ready to sort of set up in that axolotl build, which I might do next episode. But, I didn't look at you. But you can see here now that we have put in our pathways. No, we haven't done the paths for those 5 builds we did last episode. That'll get done between episodes, I promise. But we've decorated up our pathways, and we've sort of added in some sort of space filling. We've marked out our signature dirt trees. It's telling us where they've got to go. And sort of added in a few more of our chairs around. Got these barrels and different sort of composters and workstations around to try and, influence the villagers to leave that area and come over here a bit more. But all of this area is now looking very tidy and a lot more sort of together. We've got our axolotl over here. Let's the baby won't breed, but will you? And will you? Come on, give us the blue. Up. Well, now we've got 2 of each. So, over in this space here, I've left it ready for putting in this axolotl build, which was probably going to store all of our fish, and when we get too many axolotl, probably store them too, and different sort of researchy things. Yeah. So for now, let's just store our spare leftover ones in here and sort of start to show off a bit of what I've, done between yesterday and today. So, as I said, I've put in the path. I've also set up a bit of a stairwell so you can sort of see how we're going to be going up into this section here where our sort of bulk storage area is going to be, which is marked out with this purple wool here. And then we come on down over to here. We now have a nice stairwell leading up to our second, crop field where I need to build the farmer's house and our cave. Now, I haven't really extended on the pathway too much to wrap around there. I'll sort of do that when I'm building those areas. But we now have our cave to underground where we've got all of our sort of mini farms. And yeah, I've tried to keep it in touch a bit with the skelly spawner sort of entrance, a bit more of a cave-like, and some, table over here. And then when we break out down into this area, we can see that just over here is where our actual waterfall is. So I've sort of really tried to match all that in here. Now, we have a dark room, as you can see now, sometimes it spawns mobs, to grow our mushrooms in. Because, as you see, I put one in there and it's slowly spreading around because it's in a darker spot. And then when I want to sort of start harvesting the mushroom stems, I can go in there, close it all up so it's all nice in a dark room, and grow up my mushrooms with bone meal to get their stems. We've also, I've left over in the industrial area, we've got our cobblestone, our stone generator, so we can just sort of sit away here and mining up if we want some cobblestone. I've got pickaxes from our villagers over in the nether, so we just use them, and they don't have silk touch, so we'll get the cobblestone, or we could use ours, which I don't have on me to demonstrate, that would get the stone. We've also set up over here the basalt, is that right? Yes, a basalt generator over here. So we've got sort of these little smaller farms that we can have constantly working away. And then now we've got down into the pit, which is where I'm going to be growing all of my the warped mushrooms that grow just annoyingly too big and everything. I've dedicated this area here so it will grow up, and it's just, last few ones I've had have only just touched up at the lips, so I'm happy with that result, really happy. But what I did work out from setting this thing up is not only are we going to need a moss farm, but we're going to need a farm that's going to keep bone mealing this mycelium so we can get the actual warped mushrooms to keep growing. So I was thinking that down here I could clear out a big enough space to set up the 2 contraptions. And well, while digging away, we ran into a cave. And I think that this is going to be the perfect little cave entrance, and massive amount of space down there to build up a a moss farm and a mycelium farm to get the warped mushrooms, and sort of have it over here. I'm thinking might have our storage system over here, and then we can have one farm off into this wall here, and it feeds it up through, and another farm over here. This might start to run into where our skelly spawner is. I'll have to check that. And then we can have like a little micro farm over here or something, because I need some more of the rooted dirt. Not rooted dirt, the roots that grow from the rooted dirt. So we can put them around in different places, and also some lichens, so we've got the different little glowy moss sort of stuff around. But I think that's what we might be doing in next episode, sort of build up this area here and sort of, just get it to life so we can all use all the blocks here to decorate everything up in Foxwood and bring that to life. So that's going to be for next episode. If I can now fly up here because I haven't actually built a way in or out. Come on, you did it before. There we go. Alright, so this is our sort of cave of small farms that we use for almost everything. But they're nice and simple and we can have it very easily all in one spot. And I'm really happy with how this has all come up. So these are the ones I'm talking about that grow from the rooted dirt. So we'll set up one of those farms down there as well. Alright, but now I'm going to eat some chicken and then bring back my health and then we can sort of wrap up this episode. Alright, see you in a minute. That's better. Full health now after our big adventure and a lot of building. Now I know that all of this terraforming and decoration stuff sort of happened a little bit quick in between sort of scenes. But as I said, that was a whole sort of day of just sort of working away on it for me. And yeah, I really hope you do like how this is sort of all popping up and starting to really stand out a bit more. And as Foxwood is growing, I'm really happy with how our cave turned out. You know, just the idea of putting it down here and building up the wall around it and everything. I'm sort of really happy with how this has all come up. Especially when this wasn't supposed to be the plan for the episode at all. We were supposed to be doing a mission with Mr. Proranga. So that's still on the cards. Hopefully we can work that out. But if we can't get that for next episode, I think we're going to be doing a bit of redstone. Building up those farms and getting everything there sort of ready because, well, if I want to start building more houses and that, I kind of need some of those blocks. So, yeah, so I think it's time that we get those sort of things done. Now, let's see if we can try our luck one more time before we finish off. When are you guys going to come up? There we go. Let's go. One for you. One for you. This is going to be a very, very long process in trying to get these axolotls. Well, the blue one anyway. But I think that is all we've got time for today. If you've enjoyed this episode, thank you. Wow, that didn't sound too right, did it? I hope you've enjoyed this episode and sort of seen all the area being built up and everything and more life coming to Foxwood. We've started now getting a bit more further on with our quest to get the netherite beacon as well as our blue axolotl, but you know, I think that's going to be a fair bit off before we can get either one of those happening. So, until next time, bye! I had to go into the bush, didn't I?